Good morning, my dear students. This is Professor Mehboob Ancha from Civil Engineering Department. So, as you know that this time I am handling the design of bridges subject for you people. Okay. So let us begin with the first module here. In that we will study today the introduction to the bridge engineering and the history of that bridge engineering, as well as the bridge components. Okay. So as we know that where we can see the bridges means we know that the bridge is a structure which can provide the passage over the obstacles. So let's have an example. So where we can see the bridges here. So in the highways for the underpass we are providing the bridges. Okay, and wherever there is a river, to cross that river we are providing the bridges. Okay, so similarly it is a bridge is a structure providing the passage over an obstacle without closing the way beneath, means without disturbing the whatever the obstacle it is there. If it is a road, we are not going to disturb the road beneath that, so above that we are going to provide the bridges for the passage. Okay, the required passage may be for the road and for the railways and for a pedestrians or for a canal or for a pipeline. So the bridges not only for that purpose, not only for the purpose of the human beings, also for the purpose of the transportation of water, that is through the canals. So in some situations the cases will come that the canals are need to be provided on a for that passage of that canal we need to provide the bridges, and also for the supply of any liquid materials through the pipelines. And the obstacles to be crossed may be a river, road, railway or a valley. So we have the best example we have here, it is railway overbridge. Okay, railway overbridge, the obstacle is railway over there. Okay, so in bridges there are different, it is made with the different types of materials. Earlier it has been started with the timber. Okay, timber planks. Okay, and then it has been started with stones, steel. Now it is RCC structures as well. So this is the bridge which is located in Mumbai city. Okay, here why this has been constructed for easy movement of the vehicles. There is a chances of to movement from one to another, to one point to another point. There is a large distance to take. Okay, to reduce the distance and to reduce the traffic, the new bridge has been constructed. This is in the Mumbai. Over the last several thousand years, bridges have served one of the most important roles in the development of our earliest civilization. Okay, the spreading of knowledge, local and worldwide, trade, and rise of transportation. Bridges So since from last 2000 years ago, the bridges have what the importance of bridges is they served in the development of the knowledge and the spreading of the knowledge, and local and worldwide training, trade center, and rise of, and obviously it improves the rise of transportation. Initially made out of most simple materials. Initially, these bridges are made with a simple materials that they are begin with the earliest. Our ancestors has started with the wooden flanks. Okay, so there will, if there is any short distance of the short distance between the 2 points, there where they are using the wooden flanks to pass over. So that concept has been begin, and it has been now developed to such a stage. Okay, materials design. Bridges soon evolved and enabled carrying of wide decking and spanning of large distance over rivers, gorges, and inaccessible terrains, strongly elevated surfaces, and pre-built city infrastructures. Starting with 13th century, that is before Christ, Greek Bronze Age, what you called, that is in the 13th century. Stone arch bridges quickly spread all around the world. Right? It is at the in the 13th century, stone arch bridges have been quickly spread in all over the world, eventually leading to a rise of the use of steel, iron, and other metals in the bridges that can span in kilometers. That development has been taken from the timber till then to the stone arched bridges, and then to the steel, iron, and other materials of the bridges, and now the bridges are spanning in a kilometers. Okay. To be able to serve various roles and carry different types of weights and span terrains of the various sizes and complexities. Bridges can strongly vary in their appearance and carrying capacity and type of structural elements and the presence of the movable sections, construction materials, and the many more. The purpose of these bridges is vary. The maybe it is to from carrying the weights and span terrain, various sizes, and based on their appearance, it has been again developed. There are 6 different basic forms of bridge structures are there. One is beam type bridges, truss bridges, arch bridges, cantilever bridges, suspension bridge, cable stayed bridge. These bridges has been classified based on how they look, okay, and the whole load has been transferred in these beams, okay. Beam bridge. Beam bridge employs the simplest forms are one or several horizontal beams that can either simply span the area between abutments or relieve some of the pressure on the structural piers. The core force that impacts beam bridge is the transformation of vertical force into shear and flexural load that is transformed to support structures, that is abutments or mid-bridge piers. Okay, how the beam bridge is working means the load on the deck slab. The load on the deck slab has been transferred to the beams. Okay, there will be beams, various beams will be there. Beams are there. The load from the deck slab has been transferred to the beams. Then from the beams to the abutments and the piers. Here abutment and the pier. Abutment is the one which is at the edges of the bridge, and pier is the one which has been at the center of the it is in the mid span of the bridges. It is having different spans. Okay, because of their simplicity, they are the oldest bridges known to the man. Initially built by simply dropping wooden logs over a short rivers or ditches, this type of bridge started being used extensively with arrival of metal works, steel boxes, and pre-stressed construction concrete. Okay, as I have told you, the oldest is the dropping of wooden logs over the short rivers, is it? So from that the beam bridges has been developed. Okay, from that concept beam bridges concept has been evolved, and now these beam bridges are in the made with the concrete or made with the metal works and also made with pre-stressed construction concrete. Okay, beam bridges today are separated into girder bridges, plate girder bridges, box girder bridges, and simple beam bridges. Again, this beam bridges has now, based on their the revolutions, it has been changed. Now it has been separated into girder bridges. Okay, again, girder bridges, plate girder bridges, box girder bridges, and simple beam bridges. So these we'll study in a later part. What is the difference between these bridges, this type of bridges? What is a girder bridge, plate girder, and a box girder, and a simple beam bridges? So these, how it has been changed means this is based on the function, on the what is the use of those bridges. Based on the function is going to be changed. Thereafter the names has been changed. Okay. The individual decking of the segmented beam bridge can be of the same length, variable lengths, inclined or V-shaped. The most famous example of beam bridge is Lake Pontchartrain Causeway in southern Louisiana, that is 38.35 kilometer long. Okay, this is one of the example of the beam bridge. Clear? Beam bridge has been clear, you people. Now we are designing the different types of beam bridges itself now. Okay, in our subject we are dealing with this girders. We are designing the girders and the beam bridges only. Next is the arch bridges. Here, as the name itself suggests, that it is in the shape of arch. Use of arch as a main structural component. Arch is always located below the bridge, never above it. Means the arch, whatever we are calling, there are again arches will be above the deck slab also, and also below the deck slab. The whichever below the deck slab is there, that we call it as arch bridge, not the which one above the deck slab. Okay, with the help of midspan piers, they can be made with one or more arches. Depending on what kind of load and stress forces they must endure, the core component of the bridge is its abutment and the pillars, which have to be built strong because they will carry the weight of the entire bridge structure and the force they convey. Okay, so same concept in arch bridges. There is a arch shape between the span of the piers. Okay, that shape is because of that shape of the arch, so it is called as arch bridges. Here the load transferred from the deck slab to the piers and abutments are pillars through the arch. Okay, through the arches, then from the abutment and pillars to the foundation, then to the subsoil. Okay, for that reason the construction of the main components of the bridge are abutments or pillars, or can piers also. Arch bridges can only be fixed, but they can support any decking friction, including transport of pedestrian, light or heavy rail vehicles, even be used as a water carrying aqueducts. The most popular material for construction of arch bridges are the masonry stones, concrete, timber, wrought iron or cast iron, and structural steel. The arch bridge can support whatever the friction from the deck slab has been transferred through the arch. Okay, including transport of the pedestrian, whatever the friction is from the transport of pedestrian or light or heavy rails or vehicles, that friction has been transferred through the arch. Okay, the materials which are being used for the construction of these arch bridges are the masonry stones, concrete, timber, wrought iron, and cast iron and steel. Okay, now in this video itself, I'm having some of the figures and some of the videos. I will explain there also the how the arch bridges and all those things. Next is truss bridges. It is a very popular bridge design that uses a diagonal mesh of the most often triangle shaped post above the bridge to distribute forces across almost entire bridge structure. It means the as the name tells, truss bridge, it is made with the trusses. In trusses we are having the compression member as well as the tension member. Okay, diagonal mesh, it is most often triangle shaped post trusses. Okay, the forces has been transferred through these trusses then to the pillars. Okay, individual element of this structure can endure dynamic forces of tension and compression, but by distributing those loads across entire structures, entire bridge can handle much stronger forces and heavier loads than the other type of bridges. I will read out once again. It is a very popular bridge design that uses a diagonal mesh of most often triangle shaped posts above the bridge to distribute the forces across the almost entire bridge structure. Okay. Whatever the truss is there above the deck slab, that truss has been utilized for the transfer of the loads. Okay, how it has been transferred, we will look it out in the I will show in the figure. Okay, individual elements of this structure can endure dynamic forces of tension and compression, but by distributing those loads across entire structure, entire bridge can handle much stronger force and heavier loads than the other type of bridges. Here in this type of bridge, the whatever the tension and compression forces which are going to be developed there due to these may be because these are under the these bridges are under the action of the moving loads. Okay, these moving loads can evolve a dynamic forces. Okay, what kind of forces it can evolve? These forces can evolve the dynamic forces. Okay, so this dynamic forces has been entirely distributed throughout the bridge. So for that reason the truss bridges are very good for such heavy loads. The two most common truss designs are king post and two diagonal posts supported by single vertical post in the center. Truss design you have seen, it consists of two diagonal posts supported by a single vertical post in the center, and queen post, that is two diagonal posts, two vertical post and horizontal post that connect to two posts at the top. This is queen post. Many other types of trusses are in use. Allen and Bailey, Baltimore Boland, Westing Brown, and there are different types of what posts they have mentioned here. Okay, I think you are designed for this trusses in your previous semester. Now the cantilever bridge. So the name itself tells the cantilever. What is the cantilever? Means which is at fixed at one end, other end is free. But in this case, it is not fixed and free end. It is somewhat at fixed end. There will be a maximum load carrying capacity. At fixed ends, there is a maximum load carrying capacity will be there. Okay. We can call the maximum moments, whatever the maximum loads and due to this maximum moments are going to occur, this is at the fixed end itself. Cantilever bridges are somewhat similar in appearance to arch bridges, but they support their load not through a vertical bracing, but through a diagonal bracings with horizontal beams that are being supported only on one end. Here, the cantilever bridges are similar to what your arch bridges itself. In these bridges, the vertical bracings are not going to bracings are not play important role in transfer of the load, whereas the diagonal bracings and with the horizontal beams are being used for transfer of the loads. The vast majority of cantilever bridges use one pair of continuous spans that are placed between two piers with beams meeting on the center over the obstacles, and that bridge spans river, uneven terrain or others. Cantilever bridge can also be used mid-bridge piers or their foundation from which they span in both directions towards other piers and abutments. The beam has been provided in the middle of the span. Beams, whatever the cross beams, which are lateral beams, lateral beams are being provided at the middle of the span. The size and weight capacity of cantilever bridge impact the number of segments it uses. Simple pedestrian crossing over very short distance can use simple cantilever beam, but larger distance can use either two beams coming out of both abutments or multiple center piers. Cantilever bridges cannot span very large distance. They can be bare or use stress formation both below and above the bridge, and most popular construction materials are structural steel or iron and pre-stressed concrete. The size and weight capacity of cantilever bridge impact the number of segments it uses. Okay. The simple pedestrian crossing over very short distance means when if it is a bridge of smaller span, smaller length, can use simple cantilever beam. But if it is a larger distances and every heavy loads are going to come, in such cases we can use two beams coming from the both abutments, or multiple center piers. Cantilever bridges cannot span very large distance. The only thing is it cannot span for large distances. Why? We know that as the distance increases, the movement is going to be increased, isn't it? So to carry that again, it needs to be very strong. For that reason, as much as possible, the cantilever beams are going to be restricted. And for those purpose, we can increase the arch type either on below as well as if it is in cases if it requires much more, we can provide the arch on the above also. The material which has been used for construction of the bridge is the steel, a structural steel or iron or a pre-stressed concretes. Some of the most common cantilever bridges in the world are Quebec Bridge in Canada and Forth Bridge in Scotland and Tokyo Gate Bridge in Japan. These are what are some of the cantilever bridges in the world. Next is the suspension bridge. This is utilized spreading ropes or cables from the vertical suspenders to hold the weight of bridge deck and traffic. Suspension bridges utilize spreading of ropes or cables from the vertical suspenders to hold the weight of the bridge deck and the traffic, and able to suspend decking over the large span. This type of bridge is today very popular in all around the world. Suspension bridge is the one in which the load carrying is with the help of the ropes or with the help of the cables. How the ropes and cables will be? There is one center column, pillar will be there. For that pillar there is a ropes or cables will be there. These cables has been connected to the deck slabs. The whatever the dead load of the deck slab as well as the live loads or moving loads are been there, these loads has been carried through the cables to that pillar, then to the foundation. Okay, this is the most popular type of nowadays. These bridges are very most popular all around the world. Originally made even in ancient times with materials such as ropes or vines, with deckings of wooden planks or bamboo. The modern variants use a wide array of materials such as steel wire that is either braided into the roof or forged, cast into chain links. Okay. Earlier, in ancient times, these suspension bridges are made with ropes or vines. Okay, ropes, we know ropes. Okay, vines is it's a material, it is a thin structure like material. It is similar to ropes only. And for the decking purpose, they are using the wooden flanks. So these ropes has connected to the wooden flanks. Okay, so such a system has been used in the ancient times. Because only abutment and piers are fixed to the ground, the measure of the bridge structure can be very flexible and can often dramatically respond to the forces of wind, earthquake, or even vibration of on-foot or vehicle traffic. Here, the only the part is connected to the ground is the abutment and the pier. Okay, and the rest all things, whatever the deck slab is there, it has been in the air. It has been in the air which connected to the roof. So in some of the cases there due to the earthquake and whatever the vibrations due to the foots of pedestrian or due to the vehicle movement, this vibration can be easily handled because it is in a flexible. Okay, some of the most famous example of suspension bridges are Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, Akashi Kaiko Bridge in Japan. These are the famous example of the suspension bridge. Now we'll discuss about the cable stayed bridges. Cable stayed and suspension both are similar, but the function of these are little bit different. Use of deck cables that are directly connected to one or more vertical columns. Use of deck cables that are directly connected to one or more vertical columns called towers or pylons that can be erected near abutments or in the middle of the span of the bridge structure. Cables are usually connected to the columns in the two ways. Half design. Each cable is attached to the different point of the column, creating a half like the strings and a fan design. All cables connect to one point at the top of the column. This is a very different type of cable driven suspension that in suspension bridges, where decking is held with the vertical suspenders that go up to a main support cables. The only difference between your cable stayed and suspension bridge is in cable stayed bridges there are number of pillars. Okay, number of pillars are there. In the pillar the vertical column is going to be erected. For that vertical column, the decking slab has been connected to those vertical columns with the help of the ropes. Okay, no, not a rope side, it's cables. To the cable has been connected, and no, it is not. It is from the column. From it is in one point. It is and distributed through deck slab, and it is in the shape of string and a fan design. The main difference between your cable stayed bridge and the suspension bridge is, in suspension bridge only one pillar or abutment will be there. For that abutment or a pillar, the strings are or what cables are going to be connected. Okay, but in cable suspension bridge, cable stayed bridge, there are two, or based on the number of spans there will be pillars. So the each pillar is having a vertical column. For those columns, these cables are going to be connected. So whatever in just I have shown you in the Mumbai, whatever I have shown the bridge, that is cable suspended bridge. It is okay. It is cable suspended bridge. So these are the different types of bridges with the figures here. Let us will go through one by one. Beam type of bridge. So in this type of bridge you can see the horizontally the bridges are there, and vertically this is pillars, and if it is at the edges it will become a abutments. Okay, these are pillars and these are the beam. Horizontal one as the beams and vertical are the pillars. This is beam type of bridge. Second is arch type. So we know, we have, as we discussed, it has been in the shape of arch. This is in the shape of arch, and with the vertical post in the bridge. Even you can give the cross bracings also in that. Okay. Next is, this is truss type of bridge. Okay, it is, say, as we know, the deck slab is connected to the trusses. Okay, the whatever the load has been transferred is from the deck slab through the trusses. This is cantilever bridge. Here in the arch is in cantilever bridge, as I have told you, the arch may be on the below the deck slab and also above the deck slab. Here in this case it is both sides, above and below. In the sea you can check in the cantilever type of beam bridge, in the middle only a single beam will be there, and as towards whenever you head towards the supporting section, there will be an increase in the size of the bracings. Okay, increasing length of the bracings, what called size of the bracings, what you can call. So why? To resist the movement, at the support section. Okay, but the cantilever, the one thing we should remember is the cantilever beam is for shorter distances. We can't provide for a longer distances. There is bridges, longer span bridges. Okay, now come, this is suspension and a cable stayed. We'll discuss both here. In suspension bridge, but whatever pillars are there, pillars are erecting. For those pillars, the deck slab has been connected through the different cables. Okay, in the suspension bridge, okay, means the bridge has been suspended between the two things. But in cable stayed, only one pillar or abutment in a way with a vertical column above that. For that vertical column, the deck slab has been connected. Okay, this is the difference. This is cable stayed and a suspension bridge. Before that, we'll go through the I have we'll discuss the bridges here. This is beam type of bridge. You can see here in this bridge, the only the vertical pillars and the Okay, these are vertical pillars and there is abutment there, and it has been connected to the beams. Okay, this is beam type of bridge. This is the truss bridge. Okay, you have seen the deck slab will be there, between it has been connected with the beam, then above it is a truss. And this one is the earth type of bridge. You can see the earth shape and it has been connected to the vertical post over here. This is cantilever bridge. Here the cantilever bridge, here it is. This one is suspension bridge. You can see a vertical column above it and it has been connected to the deck slabs. This is the cable stayed bridge, only vertical. For that only deck slab has been connected in the each spans. So in the next class we'll continue with this again, the types of the bridges, and the next we will continue with the components of the bridges. If you are having any doubts, feel free, you can ask me freely. If you are having the doubts, you can send the doubts to me. Okay, I will clarify your doubts.